Hi everyone, it's Natalie Skabinski. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video we're going to go over a feature in Schoology that is extremely important. It is called the student completion feature. It's under your options right here in the main, in your materials main menu of your course. Okay. The reason that we think student completion is extremely important is because you can set your course up to where students do specific things in specific order. And you can see if they've completed those or not. Also, if they haven't completed something, they can't move on to the next thing. Okay, so I have several videos on my YouTube channel already about our personalized learning pathways that we do in my 5th grade math class. So please go watch those videos to learn a little bit more about what these trails and everything mean. But I'm just going to go over how to make sure that my students are doing them in order and completing them. Okay, so I have trail 1 here I'm going to go into. Okay, so my students that are assigned trail 1, again, watch my other videos, you can learn how to assign those as well and how I assign them. They're assigned trail 1. I want them to do the explore folder first, and I want them to complete that. What that is a lot of instructional videos for them. So some songs that'll get in their heads, a little bit of teaching from other teachers and other adults as well. So I want those students that are on trail 1, which are your students that do not have hardly any prior knowledge of this concept, they're on that, they need these videos. Okay, so I want them, I put them in a certain order, so I want them to watch them in this order, and I also want them to do the whole folder first before they go to the apply folder. Now my apply folder here is going to have where you're applying your practice. You're applying what you've learned now from in-class instruction and from the instruction that's in your Explore video as well. So they're doing a Nearpod lesson here, maybe Khan Academy, IXL, anything that you feel digitally, any website that they can go and they can do apply practice, you can put in there. Okay, so I want them to do the Explore folder first, then the apply folder. Once they have finished all of these, and I want them to go in order, so I'm going to do student completion for those as well. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. I'm just going over why I'm doing it. Once they finish that and they do the mid-check and do well on the mid-check, then I'm going to allow them to get into the Engage folder. This Engage folder is a bunch of games. It's super fun for them to do. Now they know the concept. They have applied their knowledge and shown me on the mid-check that they do understand. And so now they're able to have a little more fun and play some games as far as that goes. So what I want to do first is I'm in my trail 1 and I'm going to go to my options and go to student completion. Now I always click this requirements must be completed in sequential order because I want them to do it in order. So I'm going to add a requirement and I want them to do the Explore folder first, so that's the first thing there, and they must complete that Explore folder. Then I'm going to add my Apply folder. They must complete that. And sometimes I put the Engage folder, and they must complete that as well. If it's the last thing in there, you don't have to do it. If the Engage games are something that is not required for them to do, you don't have to put that in there as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So now it says must complete here. So once a student goes into this Explore folder, watches all of the videos that are in here, this must complete check mark will say complete and it'll be green. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to go in my Explore folder. And teaching concepts like this, you know, in math, it's very important that you teach them in order. So however order you want the kids to understand the concept, order your videos in that order, okay? Put them in that order. If you want them to learn GCF first, put that first. If you want them to just learn basics, how to add and subtract the your like denominators first and then unlike, or however you want to do it, adding first, subtracting first, whatever you want to do, you put them in the order on the screen. Now I'm going to go to my options and go to student completion in here. Okay, nothing's done inside this Explore folder yet, but remember, I want the requirements to be done in sequential order. So I'm just going to add the first video that I already have in here, and they must view the item. That means they must click on it. Now, it doesn't show if they watch the whole video, if they just clicked on it to go and move on. It doesn't show that. If you use Edpuzzle videos and that kind of stuff, that would work for you. That's something that we're going to do more of this year. Okay, so then I'm going to go to my second video. They must view this one. My third. Once you get all these together too, guys, then you can just copy to course and do all that later on. But I am just going to go in and do this. And it becomes second nature after you do it all the time. So I have all my videos in order. I'm going to save my changes. And now it has must view item, must view item. So if I was a student and I was looking at this number rock video would be the only one that I could click on right now. Once I click on that and go back, sometimes you have to reload the page, but then my Math with Mr. C video will be able to be clicked on. Okay, but it'll be grayed out or black, and it won't have a link here until I watch the one before it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing, go back to my Trail 1, and I'm going to do the same thing in my Apply. I want all of my Apply practice to go in order. Remember, requirements must be completed in sequential order. Have that checked. Do not forget that. Otherwise, they can go in whatever order they want to, and they could get kind of mixed up as far as they go along. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to do this. Now, for your Apply to, it's in my other videos on what we choose for Apply. That is all up to you, okay? Then the mid-check, they must make a submission. This is a test or quiz. This is going to show me after they've watched all those videos and after they've done all that practice, this mid-check, I want them to do this and make a submission so that I can see what they've learned, okay? And I usually have them do this mid-check about 2 days before the final assessment so that that day before, any misconceptions they have, anything that they're still missing, I can pull them into a group, go over it with them so they have that knowledge now right before that assessment. All right, and then I'm going to save my changes. Okay, so now it says must view item, all of that stuff. All of these will be grayed out until you do the first one, the one before it. Then that one will be ready. Then the next one, then the next one. See, and then it says make a submission. Okay, so back to my Trail 1. I'm not going to do it inside the Engage games because this is the point where they're having fun in here, and they can go in whatever game they want to go in and play. Okay, so now it's ready to go. It's ready for my students to go in, the ones that are in Trail 1, they can go in and start completing their work. Now let's view this as a student. Course options, view as, I'm going to go to this student right here. Okay, so I'm just viewing my practice course right now. Okay, so he's in Trail 1. Let's say Aaron is in Trail 1 here. Okay, now you can see what I mean as far as things being blacked out. Don't mind this complete. That means that it was copied from something else and come in. Don't look at that. Whenever you set this up, it won't do that. So he needs to go into this Explore folder first because he can't even go into Apply. He goes into this Explore folder, and then he needs to start going through the lessons. Now, because it's my practice course and stuff, I think that's the only reason that it's letting me click on these other ones, but usually he has to click on that. He'll watch it, hopefully the whole thing, and then he goes back and he can click on the next one. Okay, so I hope that this helped you guys figure out how to use the student completion in Schoology. Make sure to subscribe to my video. Down below, leave any comments and questions as well, and I'll get to those. All right, have a great day.